I had a part one of this live stream, and then I had a phone call I had to take, so I stopped for a few minutes, and now I am back to see what else I can do with this painting. Still a little bit damp, but I'm going to take this frisket off. I already had taken it off once, and then I decided to put it back on, and just to remind myself where I wanted to paint. And now let's see what else I can do with this painting. Hi everybody, this is part two of a live stream that I started about, oh I don't know, a half an hour ago, and then I got interrupted by a phone call, so I am back with part two here, and just sort of playing around with a painting that I started last week in last Wednesday's live stream, and I was working with some frisket paper with these shapes, and I wasn't really super happy with how some of that turned out. Some of these areas where it bled underneath the frisket. So I thought, well, let me just play around with it a little bit more and see if I come up with anything that I like. So that's what I'm doing now. So when I post this replay, there'll be part one and part two. Hello, Chimpkin Art. Thanks for joining me. exactly where this is headed. Just gonna have a little play. Thank you so much. I'm trying to read your comments here. I have to stand up. Thanks, Williams. Edge. Am I saying it right? Chimkin art, yes. I am just doing an abstract. I was just using some shapes that I made out of some frisket paper and just sort of playing with layers. And it's just abstract. One of these days I think I'll do some life, painting from life, but I don't know, lately I've just been kind of working with abstract painting. I really respect people who can paint things that look like photographs, but that's not really something that I mean, I don't want it to sound funny by saying I'm not that interested in it myself as far as painting realistically, but I definitely have a lot of respect for people who can make things look like a photograph. I just like to get in here and paint and just have it be kind of relaxing just by, painting the shapes and enjoying the colors, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure what else I want to do here with this. Probably needs to dry a little bit more before I can go back into some areas, but just trying to have a little bit of fun with this. Cover up those blurry, fuzzy edges is what I didn't like. I had hoped the frisket would stick to the paper enough that the water didn't bleed under the edges, but it did bleed under the edges quite a bit. Mix up a little bit more of an orange here. With the live stream, it's not very easy for me to show my palette and the painting with the vertical format, so my paint mixing is off camera. I really didn't like these little fuzzy edges, but try to cover some of them up. What do you think I should do right there? I wanted to leave that white, but it is not white. I'm going to get a backwash there now. That's okay. looks like potato slices. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Or potato chips. I like that oval shape. Well, I don't know. This is probably enough for today. I might just add a little something up here. Olives. Yeah, this one looks a lot like an olive, doesn't it? The shape. I want this to be darker up here. Well, I think this might be, see, it'd be really nice to come back in here and get some really, darker areas for contrast. This was almost just not dark enough up in here. Well, that's kind of fun anyway. This could even be darker right here to really contrast with the value there. Let's see if we can make that darker. Oh, I think that that's probably good enough for now. This is pretty wet in here. I can't really do too much more. What happens if I add a little more here? Probably going to get more of a backwash here than I want. gravity take it down there. Well, I think that's going to be it for today, and hopefully I'll be back on Saturday. I think this last week, and I ended up having too many other things, and I couldn't make it. But hopefully this Saturday I'll be back, and next week Wednesday at 1 o'clock I usually try to come on. So I hope you have a good week, and I will see you on the replay, and be sure to check out some of my other videos. Thanks a lot.